Everybody, welcome to this week's Corn Belt Umpires Association Zoom Lunch Clinic. My name is Jake Samp. I am running solo today for right now. So hopefully Connor or somebody else will be able to join me today. But busy day here. We got 4 weeks left in the college baseball season, so I think we're just rushing to get midweeks in. I know there's a ton of games starting at noon today. But I'm not on the field until later tonight. So we're going to go through some videos today. And hopefully I have all of the sound off. Everybody can see the tool. All right. So we're going to start with this one. You might have seen interesting play in the Yankees game last, I think it was Sunday. It was Sunday or Monday that we had this. So, and I'm not going to play Lindsay's explanation, but I'll play this through here a little bit, just to find the video here. All right. So, back it up here. All right. So, we had a step off, and he steps back on and throws the pitch. Batter steps out of the box. So, what Torres is arguing here is that step off is the step off is a legal disengagement, and he's got to legally re-engage the rubber. So the other argument in that case is it's a quick pitch. And I think either way you look at it, it's a quick pitch for sure because the batter's not ready. And so when you see that step off and step back on, the golden rule here is make them call time, make them break their hands, and make sure the batter's set. I wish I had a better video of that one. All right, let's talk batter interference here for a quick second. Oh, okay. I'll play this a couple times. If you haven't followed Timeout with PSOA, Sean Johnston does a fantastic job with these. I can't recommend enough checking these out. He does these just about every day, does a weekly training tape. They're awesome. I think you're going to see some of our videos put into some training tapes here in the coming weeks. So we have a potential batter interference call here. So I'm going to see if I can restart this. So runner steals, batter's out over home plate. So in the high school rule book, as well as other rule books, it's impedes, hinders, or obstructs the catcher's ability to make the throw. I would almost argue, I'm going to restart this video, but I want everybody to look at this video and say, and tell me whether or not you feel that there is contact here. Come on. There we go.
On the follow through as he finishes full throw, right?
Yep.
I think you see the batter's head tilt down with the arm follow through from the catcher.
Yeah. Does anybody not have interference here? Hearing nobody. Fantastic. Okay. So yeah, I get interference there. It's a pretty obvious one, I think. Remember, just because they're out over the plate doesn't mean it's not automatic. If you have a, I've had plenty of times where the catcher gets a good throw off. Oh, he's out over the plate. Well, he didn't interfere. And then Remember, if we do have it, it is a delayed dead ball. The batter's always out, and the runner returns. If it is strike 3, we get the batter and the runner which the play was being made on. All right, one of my favorite videos here. We'll spend a little bit of time talking about how to umpire this one. So ball's blocked. And base umpire here comes in with a crew saver. I don't have a good video of how to actually umpire this, so I'm going to just try to describe it as best I can. So right here, umpire's got eyes on the ball, but then he just turns away very quickly and doesn't see it. So what we want to do is we want to stay with this baseball and follow it through until the catcher's throwing it back. This is very easily detached equipment. And this actually ends the game. So watch the ball, stay through with it, because then you go, that's detached equipment, time, and then point to the runner at third, you score, which is what I believe our base umpire here did. If you think back to Brad Haar's video on ball status and base awards, this is a pitched ball, so it's a 1 base award. If it was a thrown ball, like thrown by a fielder, we would have a 2 base award. If it was a batted ball, we have a 3 base award. So let's hypothetically say that there's nothing here. Especially in the context of this game where it's tied and it's an extra innings, that's nothing. And I would do that. I mean, if this is the first pitch of the game, that's nothing, or that's detached equipment, as it is in this case. Any questions on this one? Cool. All right. Let's see here. Who have I sent this video to? Peyton, don't answer yet on this one, okay? Because I know you've seen this video and we've talked about this one. Okay. Question here is, do we have a legal, what do we have here? So I believe we were runners on first, or no, bases were loaded. Cut the sound off so you guys don't hear the actual call. Play a couple more times. We're concentrating on the fielder here, the first baseman. All right, go ahead, and I would love to know what people have here. If we have a catch by the fielder, we would have an out. If we have no catch, we have the batter runner is safe and R3 scores.
I got safe, no voluntary release.
Okay.
I'll stick with Jake. I think there is no catch because he didn't do voluntary.
Okay. 2 votes safe, no catch. What about, well, he made a baseball move? Because that's the argument that most coaches are going to make, is that, well, he made a baseball move. No, sorry, coach. That is not voluntary release. This is excellent timing by this umpire here. And I know we don't we're unfortunately unable to see the umpire in the video here. But I talked to this umpire. What he had said is he said safe, balls on the ground. That's not voluntary release. And in that situation, I would typically go with, safe, balls on the ground, and just spell it. And he sold it perfectly. There's a lot of different ways to do it. One way you could go is do that. You go safe, balls on the ground, bobbled. But that's really that's only a few ways, or I guess that's really the best way to go about that. Any questions on that? All right. I'm gonna switch gears here. Let's talk about double play here, shall we? So we're talking about footwork and just handling double play. You're gonna see this is gonna turn into a real routine double play, but it's gonna get hit to my left. And so I'm gonna take a step forward with my right foot, drop step, open up, stay with it in transition. There's not much to it. I just know a lot of people, sometimes they get happy feet when they do double play situations. That's not something that we want to do. We don't want to get happy feet. Where I end up taking this throw, I am well out of the throwing lane, still able to observe the slide. I want to credit my partner here. He's also watching the slide. And we get to first base. And we're out of the throwing lane. Nice and easy. Any questions on double? And then if the double play would have been hit to my other side, then you just reverse your feet. Start with your left foot. All right, do this one. So we are bases loaded in this situation. This is from last weekend, actually. So what I want to talk about here is we're going to talk about situation handling for a minute. So we have a ground ball that goes off of the pitcher's glove to the third baseman, and we have an overthrow. For context of the game, this is game 2. The home team walked off in the first game. So we got a bunch of players that are outside of the dugout here. I know it's hard to see, but there was very few players left in their dugout. And so, we want to let them celebrate, and we weren't too loud, but trying to keep players to the warning track into their dugout is important. And all that we really said was, hey guys, back to the warning track, please. And just keep them in. And there's a huge emphasis on unsportsmanlike conduct at the NCAA level. And so we're trying to keep players in the dugout as much as possible, or at least off the field of play. And like I said, you can see them all there, and we're just pushing them back in the dugout. This guy right here is perfectly fine because he's bringing the plate umpire baseballs. And the players were very, very quickly compliant, which is why we didn't have to go any further. I'm 20 minutes in. Cool. Got a couple things. Cool. All right. Talk about time plays briefly. Anybody want to give me the definition of a time play?
Scoring of a run will depend on when the last out is recorded.
Yep. So on a time play, if the run scores before the third out is recorded and the third out is not a force, it scores. If the run scores before, the third out is recorded and the run is, or the third out is a force. The out precedes the run because it's force play on the out, not on the runner, on the out. And so that run does not score. So here we have runners on first and third. This is a 3-umpire system. Okay, that's why we're first and third, and the one base umpire we can see is in the middle, or on the C side of the field. Remember, if we're in the 2-umpire system here, we're going to be on the B side. Get a steal, attempt to put out. So you have the tag, and runner was about 15 feet away. Just 3 quick clean swipes and nothing going on there. So if we were to score the run, we're going to point, score that run. And then if there was multiple runs that scored, then I might go 2-run score just for the total. We can talk about rundown mechanics a little bit here. So we're just going to ignore the fact or assume that we don't have a base umpire here. So we would like to see the plate umpire go this way. And they can take the play here. Now this would only be if it's R1 only, because we have a runner at third, or we have a runner ahead of the rundown. We have to stay home. So head up. As soon as you get to where you're going, then you say, I'm here. I think we're gonna do more of an in-depth clinic on that sometime in May or June. I don't know if we have that date finalized yet, but rundowns, we're working on getting some videos for that too. Because this is a better video to talk about the time play than anything else. All right. Don't play ball, and we're having overthrow. Now this is one of those important lessons of when you're on a baseball field, be ready always. This was second batter of the game, I think. We were second or third batter of the game. That was second batter because my partner's in B. So runner on first here, and the defensive team is going to attempt to turn 2. So we get the out, and we have a ball that bounces. I'll play it through once, and it goes into the dugout. So there's a couple different things here. So the plate umpire in this situation is responsible for the slide at second after the ball is thrown from second to first. He is still responsible for runner's lane interference, swipe, tag, hold foot, but then also ball status and overthrow. So if it would let me, there we go. All right, back up. So as soon as I realize that this ball is going to the fence, I'm going to bail off the line here and take that ball because I have no lead runners anymore. This is the only runner that we have that has not been retired. So you can take it over to the fence, call time, point the runner, and point to the base ward. And the other thing too to remember is at the time of the throw, this, though it is the second play, at the time of the throw, he had not reached first base. So it's still 2 bases. Time of pitch. or last base legally occupied, which was home, so he gets second base still. All right. This one's going to find its way to another trading video. I guarantee it. This was a play that I had a couple weeks ago. And it was one of the craziest plays I've almost had to deal with. I'm so glad I didn't, because it's not a fun play to explain. So we have a runner on first base, and there's a pop-up into no man's land. The pitcher catches the ball. Okay, so everybody knows at the time that we have this catch, this runner is out. So he's out. So then we go to worrying about R1. So there's a throw. And our friendly batter runner, who's been retired, continues running almost, and almost interferes with the first baseman here. Okay. So what's the rule? Well, the rule is once a batter or runner is retired, they can no longer participate in play. That was almost retired runners interference. And I've talked to a couple of my buddies, and in the conservative estimate of 5,000 plus games that we have between us and 20, and one guy's got 25 years, and then the other two of us are about 15 to 20. One guy out of the three of us has called it once. So it's a very, very rare play, and we'll have more of an in-depth discussion on it in a future clinic. Here, let's do a blooper. I know I've put a lot of videos on here today, but I'll show you one that I send to Sean. All right. I got a good one. I horribly misread this fly ball. Did I share I didn't share my screen. I wish my partner was on here, because then I could take my ribbing for this one. So it was a little windy out. There was a fly ball to the right field line. I horribly read this fly ball. Okay. I read it tailing in. I go out. It's hit almost right to him. What is this to show? A couple things. Number one, I'm not perfect. I never claim to be. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Number two, pause, read, react. Not thrilled with how I read this ball, because obviously I read this ball being within about 3 feet of the fair foul line, and it's 20. So in that situation, if I would have a do-over on that one, I would come in and pivot. All right, I'm going to stop the video here. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. I think we're talking about psychology of umpiring next week. So what to do when you're having a bad game, and how to be a partner when your partner's not having the greatest game. Justin Otto is going to lead that one, and I'm looking forward to that one. It should be a good conversation. I'll pause the video, or I'll stop the video, and we can talk if we got any other questions or anything like that.